rushing defense. We were out of gaps at times, and I think once in a while we got handled a little bit at the line of scrimmage. But as much as anything, I thought they executed and we didn't. And that's on us as coaches. And I have to do a better job. We all have to do a better job of coaching them up.
You guys had the block field goal and a couple other stops in the third quarter, but then obviously, Williams fumble on a safety. Is it just kind of one of those nights where?
Well, the one thing about our kids, and one thing I was, to take anything out of it and be happy is they played hard. They kept playing hard. Tackle issues showed up again a little bit. We had some chances with the ball in the middle of the hole, and we just got to do a better job. It starts with us.
Are you starting to run out of linebackers almost?
Well, there's a big blow. Obviously, he's been a really good leader for us, gets guys lined up, and so that's something that we've got to work through. And that's why you have 115 guys on your football team, and we just got to, we're young in a lot of areas anyway. We just get a little younger.
Is that a season ender for Johnny?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think run a little more than you would have expected.
Well, I think we let them run a little bit more. I think they felt pretty confident they could, and I expected it a little bit after the last 2 weeks. And, we didn't fit the run as well as we need to and as impactful as we need to.
And once they started running, you think that just kind of fueled them to keep going? You get the idea that was kind of changing them around to run more?
Yeah, there's not any doubt about it. And, we tried to go in and out of zones and in and out of man coverage. And, got a little gun shy with some man coverage early in the game and probably shouldn't have. And kept us a little bit more man where you can fill the gaps, and we didn't do that. So we've got to do a good job as coaches, I think, making sure that you go with your gut instinct.
Do you feel like you run out of answers at that point? I mean, you guys are talking about each week there's kind of something different, and then today you feel like you make changes and just kind of doesn't seem to be the right one?
No, I don't know. We tried to be as simple as we could in this plan because of what they do and the ball carrier and the different formations and the things that they're going to do. I think it obviously worked on a number of possessions, but at the same time, we weren't consistent enough with it.
Do you expect Troy Dye to be back
Yeah.
next week?
As far as I know, yeah.
How about Jalen Jones?
I'm not sure on that one.
The reason for Troy not making the trip, was that injury, conduct, otherwise?
That's head coaching stuff. It's not my stuff.
Sorry, I jumped in here a little late, but your takeaways from today's game seemed like there was able to make some improvements in the second half.
Well, the third quarter, I think there were 3 possessions we played pretty well. We were fortunate enough to block the field goal, and that tells you about your kids a little bit. It tells you how hard they're really working. And, their belief systems there. We just got to continue to do a better job as coaches and making sure we're putting them in the right places, making sure from tomorrow on that our preparation is good for Washington.
Does that become part of your job now to keep these guys up and to avoid, if there's some losses and some numbers going, to make sure they still hang in?
If you're in that locker room and there's so many guys in there that they all care, they're all trying to do the things we're asking them to do, and from my standpoint, this team's had a good attitude.
Does your message change at all, or the urgency you give the message change at all, the way you deliver it?
No, I think you have to be consistent, and so I think they know how I am from day one, kind of, and we're going to go back to work. We're going to push them, we're going to strain them, and we're going to strain ourselves.
Coach, I know you can't use youth or injuries as an excuse, but it's a pretty young defense as a whole, and a lot of injuries recently. How much more difficult is it for you to try to get this together as one cohesive defensive unit?
You said it first. There's no excuses for any of it. We just got to keep plugging away. They've got to keep understanding the system that we're in. So you see things that they do real well, and you see some things that we got to keep working on.